What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson, and with me, I'm just by myself tonight. That's right, guys. I just want to give you guys a brief little update. What's going on with me? What's going on with Mike? What's going on with our lives, with the show, the podcast? What gets? Why haven't we giving any more updates, any episodes? Here's the thing, guys. I'm sorry. I have to apologize of my absence of being I'm trying to update as much episodes or try to record as much as possible and try to do editing at the same time. But in the past couple of weeks, in fact, this entire month of October, it has been a very chaotic month for me, both in my personal life and as well in my professional life, my workplace. Now, for many people who don't know, I am now working two jobs. That's right, guys. So it's becoming a little bit more difficult to bring you guys certain episodes or upload, and at the same time, a bit tired and do all the edits. So I cannot fully commit all of them all the time. And I apologize for that. Also, Mike has his own life as well. He wants to continue to be on the show, but he can't do it every week like we plan to. I think we discussed this on previous episodes. And also, I haven't been on locals lately. We did record an episode. I'm not gonna lie, we did record an episode. It's been sitting that episode for a while. And I honestly, I decided to not edit or even upload it for these reasons. This month of October, it's been very chaotic. Like I said earlier, I was sick for 2 weeks, so that didn't help. And what didn't help enough was that within those 2 weeks, as I was trying to finish getting myself healed up, I was also starting my new job. So imagine in trying to recover and all of a sudden, bam, I got my new job. Not going to tell you what my other job is. All I can tell you is I still work in my professional industry. It's part of my career. It's going to enhance my career life even further down the line. So I'm very happy to be part of this job, and it has a lot of perks. It's only part-time, so I'm not working every week. I could be working one day at a shift and it's already enough. But yeah, I was sick. And at the time that I record an episode with Mike, I was in the middle of sick. So I wasn't feeling my 100% with Mike, and I'll be honest. And there were some things that did happen, and I wish I could have just uploaded right there when it did happen. But it was just nah, I'm not feeling it. And that's how I go by on every time I do something. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it, That goes with, when I was making music. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do anything, because otherwise I'm just going to be spending hours and hours, percolating, not doing anything. And I'd rather not do that. I'd rather be at my 100 and creative. And that's what I wanted. So I'm sorry that it took this long. I was sick. I had a new job. And of course, the reason why I'm having a new job means I'm having a baby Wolfson on the way. That's right, guys. Thank you. The audio editing sounds are made by me, so I'm giving myself a pat at the back.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But yes, guys, I just wanted to give you guys to let you know I have a baby on the way. I'm gonna be a father. I'm so blessed for this opportunity. You have no idea. Me and my wife are very stoked. She's down to her finishing her second trimestral. So that means we're 6 months into it. So baby coming in 3 months. So a lot of things are going to happen when the baby comes. When the baby comes, I might not be able to post episodes every week as I used to. May not have the liberty since I'm going to be taking care of my son. That's right, it's a boy. And I'm not going to be able to go to my weekly locals playing TCG and Yugioh, which is what I love to do every time. and I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in this past month, and I'm not sure when it's the next time. And I didn't even have a baby. It's just life just took over with jobs and personal. It was just like all over the place. And also Union Arena and One Piece, like all those free TCG games that I love to play. I'm gonna be like very limited. So like the last investment on Yu-Gi-Oh is probably gonna be on crossover breakers this month in December. This month of December is probably gonna be my last investment of Yu-Gi-Oh TCG because I cannot afford to like have to continue to continue to buy more cards but while having a baby. Now, granted, I know I've seen it and met people who does have it, who can actually have that balance. But those people, certain they do say like, I haven't bought any new cards. I still have the same decks, and I still play around locals, and I still win. So it's like, okay, so it's possible you can balance it. It's just it's not gonna be the same. I won't be able to afford the new core sets and whatnot. So it's gonna be like, damn, that sucks. And that goes with the other DCGs like One Piece and Union Arena, which I'm so happy involved with it, but I don't know what's gonna be the future with me on TCG. And now that Gundam is releasing a new TCG, it's gonna be hard, even harder. But I did say myself, I'm only doing Gundam TCG as a collector's base, so I'm only collecting the cards. I'm not intent to play them, so only collector's base. And obviously, I want to pick up my favorite Gundams. Like, why wouldn't I? And try to collect all the Gundams. Because why not? It's not enough for me to collect the Gundam universe, but I also have to collect, the other stuff, on the TCG aspect. So it's kind of weird for me. That's why it's going to be very, very difficult. I have to choose, continue playing TCG or invest in TCG or the future of my son. So it's like obviously I'm gonna go with my son. And once I get the Rise Zero cards, I'm probably gonna be playing Rise Zero for the entirety until it's banned. It's no longer useful or whatnot. It's like whatever cards I got, it's whatever I got. I cannot invest. Meaning that the White Force, I might sell it eventually, and also the Tempai, but those are budget friendly, so it doesn't bother me as much. But yeah, just want to give you guys those news, give you guys that heads up that, this is what's happening with my life. I'm very, very private. I'm very, very, very private, and don't share news until something is legit and it's happening. But when it comes to my personal life, I'm very private. Like if you guys know on my social medias, I barely post anything. Barely. I even try to post stuff about the podcast or stuff outside of my personal interests, like me going to cons and stuff like that. It's hard. It's honestly hard, and I wish I can dedicate my entirety of it, but it's a lot for me to balance, especially when I'm doing the podcast by myself. It's a one man army in this business that I'm doing right now with the podcast. Like I'm the one doing all this by myself, editing and uploading and putting the thumbnails and try to post it and whatnot. It's all by myself, so it gets exhausting. It really does gets exhausting, which is another thing that I've been thinking for quite some time because I first of all, I am grateful for everybody who's been listening to the podcast and giving me the support on YouTube. Like we have finally reached 1,000 subscribers. I know we discussed about this probably a few podcast episodes, but I want to thank everybody who's been continuing to support me no matter what. But I still find it hard for the audience to continue to engage with me, even on the comment section. And I lost that way. So I'm trying to figure out what are other ways for me to engage with the community. Even having these amount of followers, which I'm grateful, and I thank all of you, I still need to have an engagement with the community, and I need to find a way for people to communicate or engage with myself in order, to make the podcast even better or make my YouTube channel better, like anything. And I always encourage people to let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the episode, what you guys think about the show and whatnot. And if you guys got specific topics, let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Otherwise, I'll be talking about, stuff that's happening on a weekly basis. That's where I stand. I don't know what else do I want to add on to it other than before we actually start the show. I guess like I'm just preparing myself and preparing you guys as well. I don't think I'm gonna be doing podcasting as consistent as I used to. Once my son arrives into the picture, it's gonna be hard. Eventually, I might actually have to do shorter videos. So I can't do the hour episodes. So I might actually start uploading content and become a full content creator or part-time content creator and just upload stuff as soon as things come around and just do it. But if you guys think that's a better approach for myself and for the channel and for the podcast, let me know in the comments down below. I do take feedback, so you guys can give me your honest, brutal feedback. Hold no punches, guys. I want to do this for myself, and I want to do it for you guys. I want to be better, for you guys, and I also want to continue with the podcast as well, and want to continue to include Mike into the podcast because me and Mike, we have a great relationship. We enjoy each other's companies, and we love to talk about the stuff that we love because we're that passionate. But I also do eventually in the future will need a co-host in order to achieve more stuff. And I definitely want to continue to bring more guests into the show. And I'm gonna try see, if my cousin Geekanium, shout out to him, he can come over for once in a while because he's gonna be busy as well. We're planning to build something big. I cannot say anything other than only when he decides to announce it. So I'm looking forward to the project that I want to do with him. And as well as like I want to reach to an old friend of mine to see if it comes over to the show. Like you guys probably know him very well in the streaming world and in the YouTube hemisphere. So I'm very excited. I'm just gonna reach out to some people to see where we can, find something and do something together. But at the same time, yeah, when the baby comes around, I don't know if I should switch to live streaming on YouTube or I should continue to do the podcast, but just keep it short, I guess. Just keep it up and divide the episode, whatever the episode is, divide into clips and, you guys can see it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm laying my options. I'm just thinking about it. I love to do podcasts. I love to talk about with my guests, and we will do an hour if we have to. And that could be one thing, and then it could be another thing doing the individual episodes, talk about the stuff that's happening. We'll see. I just know that I know it's a lot and wanted to give you guys the heads up. And I do appreciate your patience and I do appreciate your support, guys. So thank you guys. Thank you. And, wanted to show you guys this prop that I brought. It's a Pokemon 13-inch scale of Gyarados. It has light effects and whatnot. I opened on the box. I didn't know they're actually cool. I really wanted to open this, but I live in a 1-1 and I decided like anything that I purchased are like this scale, I'd rather keep it in the box until I like the Slifer. Until I move out and have a bigger space and bigger home, then I can actually put this and set this up and have the room like set up like that. In the meantime, just keep it like this, and it's a cool props. And this props like, how every time I come over and bring you guys a different prop, action figure statues and whatnot, stuff that I love. Well, here you go, Gyarados. So yeah, guys, let's just move on with the episode, man. I talk too much and let you guys an update, but it needs to be said. There's a lot, and I'm gonna try to keep this episode short and simple. And also, I'm trying to maybe I'll insert some scenes from the other episode. Who knows? We'll see. Just to keep it like, that Mike is part of it as well. Because I see some of the topics that I talked about last time, but new topics start to rise up, and I do want to talk about a lot of things, So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. So let's see. Where's the first thing that I want to talk about? Upcoming TCG. All right. So we did talk about Bandai Fest. So, okay. So nothing has changed in the world of TCG in terms of in the Konami sense. Richard the Beast. We already know. I pull great pulls. I got the fake Mat C. I pull it out and I managed to get the second one with Travis and Matt cards for $25. I just did some trade-ins from the sneak peek and it worked out. And then the third one I did purchase the single just to secure that I do get it. And I got it way less than when the actual price is. It was right now sitting at 150 or 140, 130, something ridiculous. And you need three else of that. Also, the Deceptions out of Semina, I only got two of those. There was just a lot of cards. It was. I have to say, it was a great sneak peek. I will say that. Great sneak peek, great pulls, great cards that I pull. And I mean, Mike pulled godly as well as always. He pulled the QCRs and the Matsy as well. So it's like the guy goes nuts. I did also purchase Union Arena. I picked up my pre-order bots and I purchased the mat. Oh my god, the Union Arena bleach mat is gorgeous. Like gorgeous, man. And like it's so smooth and everything. Much better than Konami playmat. Konami takes some hints from Union Arena, from Bandai overall. Also, I did purchase something that everybody seems to be picking up very quickly, and it's hot right now. And it's a Pokemon TCG exclusive. They release a box like this of Charizard with Charizard promos from Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard promos, along with 7, 8, or 9 booster packs of the Scarlet and Violet series. So I was like, all right, cool. And I pulled some cool cards, nothing that's worth a lot of money, but I didn't buy the bots so I can get some, money out of the Pokemon cards. No, I wanted because of the Charizard promos, and the bots itself had its own little Charizard statue. Oh my God. It was like, you need to get this. You need to get this. It got sold out everywhere. And now, because it's so hot, people are raising the prices. So if you're planning to get it on Target, here's a button for you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
For you waiting that long to pick it up. Because now, nowhere, not even at Target or Walmart or anything, you only can get it on local OTS stores. And they're going to sell it double the price of what it's worth. This thing, I got this luckily at Target for $50.
Nani? Hold up. Wait a minute.
I will go to one of those Pokemon TCG conventions or my local OTS stores. They have this. They're going to sell it for $80 to $100 to even $160 or $50 or $200. Like that guy tried to sell me the Charizard. But I got the Charizard for half of what he was trying to sell. I just didn't know that these type of figures, they sell it. That apparently they do sell it in Target, but it's just like, Target, let me know once in a while, please. And the problem is, because they do sell it in Target, people tend to get it right away when it's out, and they sell out like this. It's crazy. That's how I managed to get my Rayquaza of a small scale than this. Some other small scale Pokemon statue or toys that I picked up. Really cool. Yeah. So I picked up like the Charizard. That's like a little fire statue. Really cool. Oh my God. I also received one of my pre-orders, the Red Eyes Black Dragon from the Monster Chronicles that I mentioned a couple episodes ago. The pre-order came around, and my God, it looks good. However, I honestly thought it was gonna be something like this big, like this, or probably a little smaller, probably like this big. Reality, in terms of scale, it's a small thing like this. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's why it costs very less money. That explains a lot. Because Tamanashi Nations have a Red Eye statue in of sense that costs roughly around $120 to $150. Ridiculous. I was actually gonna get that one in Tampa Bay Comic-Con, but I hold myself not to get it because I already pre-ordered this guy, and I just didn't know it was gonna be that small. But it's okay. It's okay. I love it. And you know what? I'm grateful that it's that small. It doesn't take that much space. Who knew? Who knew? And that means that because of that small scale, I also pre-order Borolo Dragon of that same series and that scale. So I am expected to get that Borolo, and hopefully for the next episode, I'll show you guys how small it is, but it's still cool. So yeah, small scare. So I can't wait to show you guys on the next episode what that little Borolo Dragon looks like. Really am excited. Really, really am. So yeah, there in that front of the TCG, that's basically what I got. Like I got the Charizard with a couple cards. I got the Union Arena. I got the sneak peeks. It was a blessed day. It was a very great sneak peek. I loved it. You guys probably saw the pictures on my Instagram. That's the only place where I post. Other than Instagram, I post on X and Facebook on my episodes. That's it. I don't post anything else other than that. In terms of the so I mentioned in the Bandai announced the new TCG Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam. There's gonna be a new TCG out of it, and I mentioned it to you guys. I'm gonna be a collector out of it. I'm not looking to play the game. I'm just looking to collect. And my cousin Geek is also on board, which is like, oh man, this is not healthy for us, not healthy. And we were like skeptical about it, but when we saw the artwork, we're like, gorgeous, very gorgeous. Me and him tried to get the beta version of these kits. Man, they sold out. They sold out so quick, man. And it sucked because we really want to see it. And they said that there's gonna be like exclusive pricing, exclusive cards with these beta decks. I'm like, damn, this sucks. But it's okay. I pre-order bots. That's right, guys. I pre-order a bots for the new TCG Gundam, which I'm so stoked about it. And like I said, it's gonna be collectors' purposes only and whatnot. And then lastly, Bandai Fest. So I wanted to go to Bandai Fest. Me and my cousin Geek and also Mike Phoenix Hero, we all wanted to go. Problem is, I cannot fully commit to it because it's around the time of New Year's. Also, on my new job, they are probably going to ask me to work those days, so I cannot fully commit on getting either one of them because they haven't told me what days are. So obviously, me and my cousin are like, oh no. But Mike Phoenix Hero is definitely going to the Bandai Fest, or at least he thought he was. Here's a clip of that conversation.
I got trolled on the tickets.
What happened?
So basically, the signups, on the because they use a separate site. They don't use their own site.
Okay.
So it's called like Ticket with an X or something like that. There's 2 days for Union Arena. It's Saturday, which is like just a normal Swiss tournament, and then Sunday, which is like with it's like an IP locked battle. So like if you're in the tournament, you're only fighting the same like IP. So if you go with the Hunter deck, you're only fighting like other Hunter players. So that's for Sunday. So when the tickets went live, I had the Saturday ticket in my cart, and I went to add the Sunday ticket, and they got rid of the Saturday ticket. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, let me just like buy like whatever tickets in my cart now. So I bought the Sunday one.
Right.
And it turned out that the Sunday one was supposed to go on a sale in November, not October. So then Bandai just gave everyone a refund if you bought a Sunday ticket.
Nani?
What?
So I got trolled so bad because I'm like, I had the Saturday in my cart and then they got rid of it. And it's like, I didn't know that because like when I went on the ticket site for both days, it said like pre-order starting like October 11th. So that's why I was like, okay, like I'll just go and buy whatever ticket. But if I knew it was only like supposed to be the Saturday one, I would have just bought the Saturday one,
like,
and not even try to get the Sunday one. But yeah, I got trolled. So like, there's still a possibility in November I can get the Sunday ticket, but it's like, okay, now I have to fight, like, you know, go against other people.
But that's so stupid.
Trying to get that ticket.
Why they gotta do it on separate times? Like, it makes no sense.
I don't know. Yeah.
Damn, Bandai, you get the bottom for that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And yeah, and they're like, it sold out very quick. Like, but the second, like by the time I finished buying the Sunday ticket, there's all like the Saturday ticket already was on wait list. That was like, yeah, like I was like, I didn't know that many people were wanting to buy the, you know, Union Arena tickets.
Yeah. it it is what it is. So I mean, TCG Bandai Fest. That's what we're looking for. Anything else on the TCG world? There's not much to talk about other than crossover breakers is coming. I cannot wait. Oh my god, the quarter century Bonanza. Konami gets this button first of all
Congratulations, you played yourself.
because we've been saying that this is gonna be a dog shit set, and we called it. And when they've been releasing some of the cards that's gonna be released in this new quarter century Bonanza, and my god, it's just retrain cards like better upgraded rarities. That's what it was. Old cards, better upgrade quality rarity of these cards. Probably for Time Wizard formats, for Gold and Edison format, they can get a nice. That's some of them are much more anime oriented, which Mike called it. And then it makes me to believe, like, okay, so what's the purpose of adding Promethean and Diabellstar one? Like, what's the purpose of adding those, quote unquote, meta cards? Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It's a whole pile of everything all into one place. Like, nothing makes sense out of nothing. So they get that button. And then they get the second button once more.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
They announced for the Master Duel another Mask Duel performance, meaning there's gonna be another celebrity that's gonna be playing against players. And I heard this from Uncle Floyd, like that's a good thing. I say I disagree. They flopped on the old one. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea to make a second one. And who else is gonna be on the second one? People are speculating it's Noah Niles, and I was like, okay, I guess, yeah, that'll be dope. I mean, if he's that good and he can play, then for sure. Otherwise, then, like, why are we doing this? Like, it's a waste of money. It's like, it's at this point that I tell Mike, like, we need to go inside to Konami headquarters and start working in the marketing department and let them know, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to attract people. This is not going to attract casual players or casual people at all. They're not going to convince themselves to play on this game if you do this stupid shit. We have to, because otherwise they're going to continue to throw money at it for no damn reason. And, if they're going to be throwing money like that, they might as well pay somebody that, gives a shit at least, But I digress. I don't know. I don't want to talk about any more about that aspect. I do want to talk about some certain other aspects. Let me see. Okay, let's do the movies and TV. So, movies and TV is an anime. In the movie section, the Wayan Bros just announced, breaking news, the Wayan Bros just announced that they're going to come back for Scary Movie 6. That's crazy. So this is like legit news. Like, they say that Wayan Bros are going to reunite for the first time in 18 years to develop Scary Movie 6. And they say that they're going to start filming Scary Movie 6 next year in 2025. Yo, guys, I'm so excited because I grew up with Scary Movie. The entire reason why I love Scary Movie 1 and 2 is because of the Wayan Brothers. No other reason. Anna Faris did play a role in it. And she did a great job acting on the Scary Movie franchise, but I feel like her best work was when she was working with the Wayan Brothers. And now that they're gonna be back again, and they probably took the rights away from the Scary Movie franchise, and now they can actually continue on with the franchise with the sixth installment. This is gonna be a game changer. Now we hope that now with the announcement of the Wayan Brothers, that they're gonna keep with that same level of mentality that they did back in like 1999, 2000, 2001 and 2, around that era of a Scary Movie, when pushing certain jokes to its boundaries. I don't know if it's gonna be as impactful as it was the first two movies back in those days when I grew up with them, but if Marlon Wayans did a fantastic job with the two Haunted House movies, and now they're adding, his other brothers like possibly Sean and Damien and Keenan to do the directing and have the whole Wayan Brothers Enterprise to direct and perform and whatnot. I gotta say this, probably they're probably gonna kind of push the envelope in some way. I mean, they pushed the envelope with White Chicks, and to me, that's probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life that they ever did. And to this day, people still criticizing that, mostly white girls. But it's just like the stereotypical of it. It makes it so hilarious and it's so on point that I just wonder how this sixth installment is gonna add in this new era that we're living in with wokeness and proud and pronouns, and then proud boys and other crap. I there's so many things that are happening, that people are very too sensitive to joke about. So I wonder how they're gonna push that level envelope into that scary movie six franchise. And I'm also curious to which which horror movies are they gonna implement in this franchise. So, for example, the first movie they did like the Scream franchise. I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. I totally forgot what other. They also like mixed like other franchise or Easter eggs or even making fun of stuff like that. So they definitely put a lot of movies in there. Scary Movie 2, it was more of the Exorcist, Poltergeist. You also had the what's the movie that where Cameron Zeta-Jones and Liam Neeson. I mean, The Haunting. I think that's what it's called, The Haunting. That was the big premise of it. They added Charlie's Angels to make fun of as well, and yeah, they just put a lot of movies in it to make fun of. And that's the running theme of all the Scary Movie franchise. Scary Movie 3, they make fun of The Ring and 8 Mile and Alien Signs from M. Night Shyamalan. And then the fourth one, The Grudge, The Village, World of Wars. So, and the fifth one, I believe, like, I vaguely remember it was like Mama, and I don't know. I know I didn't saw that one. I just know I saw the poster and reviews of it. So I just wonder what like current horror movie franchise are they gonna implement and make fun of and make people like ha ha ha, but at the same time still doing that's still that Wayan Brothers integration into it and making fun of all those people, and because that's exactly what started all off with the Scary Movie franchise. They're making fun of the movies. I wonder if people are gonna be that sensitive about it, but time will tell. All I know is that I am definitely so happy, so happy that it's gonna come. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this. You think it's a good idea, a bad idea? You guys think it's like, yes, comedy being safe. What movies you guys think they're gonna implement it in this upcoming movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on, let me see what else do we got. Oh yes, so it has been confirmed and it has been said officially from Warner Brothers. The Batman Part 2 with Robert Pattinson. It is supposed to be released on October 3rd, 2025. And it also has the rumors suggest that Dick Grayson, a younger version of Robin, will make its appearance in this sequel. Now, it is kind of interesting why they say that. It is rumors, and we still feel like this is like year 2 Batman, and now we're adding a Robin into the midst. So it is interesting to see how this is gonna be played. I have been mentioning you guys that I've been watching certain series and whatnot. I've been watching the Penguin series, and like I told you guys, I initially I started watching the Penguin series with the mindset of like, oh, it's gonna be another Batman movie, Batman DC comic book style like that, and that was the wrong approach to watching this series. No. The right approach is like, look at this as if you were watching The Sopranos or something like that, like something brand new. It don't matter. It don't matter about like, oh, it has it's reference to Batman or whatnot. No, look at it as if you were watching Sopranos. It's just another gangster movie, gangster series should I say. And when I looked at it in that approach, I started to feel like, oh my God, I'm backtracking all the stuff that I said about it. It's actually a great show, a phenomenal show. Matt Reeves did his thing with this show. It was good. And it continues to like leveling up. Like the series is got, I didn't expect it. I still stand about, I never ask about this. This doesn't add anything to me. It doesn't move the needle much. But the fact that I'm enjoying myself watching this series, it's actually like, all right, it's pretty good. I can't complain. So they made some reference to Easter eggs and whatnot, and it's basically like how the penguin became the penguin. I guess some of that will be included for the movie, and somehow it has to correlate in some shape or form. It has to. So I suggest you guys watch it. It's definitely good. Moving on. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes sometimes. So the Venom free movie is recently released, right? It just got released, I believe so. So far, people are saying that it's not doing well. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the Venom films, based on the years that's been released, the first Venom has a 30% score. Venom 2 a 57 score, and then this one's a 40, indicating that it's better than the first, but not as good as the second. These are still lower scores. I have to see it to believe it, honestly, because the first Venom movie was amazing. It was actually pretty good. I believe I gave it a good rating, like it was like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It wasn't near perfect, but it was just a good story. It's a good standalone movie. And the second one, I'm not gonna say it was bad either. No, it was mid. It was definitely higher than average. And I was staying like, all right, like a 7 out of 10. It's still up high out there. I wouldn't say like it's bad at all. There are people that say like, I don't know about it, but I enjoyed it. And I need to see this for movie to see like if it's true what they're saying, that it's that bad or is that good. Like I don't know. Sometimes I take it with a grain of salt when they pull out these reviews, because sometimes it might not be true. Especially for Rotten Tomatoes, sometimes you can't trust what they're saying, because they say that the Marvels was bad, but when I saw it, it was actually pretty good. And I give them a good solid review out of it. And I give them with facts and everything. And I give them a good score. Like, I wouldn't say it is a bad movie like how Rotten Tomatoes are saying, or how people or critics are saying it. But I have to see it to believe it, to see what's up. Moving on. Ooh, yeah. So I just finished watching Netflix Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. I finally finished it. I was shocked that it was like 6 episodes and there were like 20 minutes each. Or was it 6 episodes or was it 9? I don't remember. But I was shocked that it was like pretty short. But at the same time, this is Gundam. When Gundam does a TV show, they're never gonna do like a Sopranos level episode that's gonna be 40 minutes or an hour of it. No, usually these Gundam shows lasts however it lasts, 20 minutes. It's never gonna go that threshold of 40 minutes or whatnot. So when I saw it, I have a few critics of it as a Gundam fan. Honestly, as a Gundam fan, I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. The reason why, maybe I should rewatch this in as sub, because I watch it on dub. If I watch it on sub, maybe I'll have maybe it will look better. But the reason why I give it a 7.5 out of 10 is because the voice acting, it wasn't the voice actors weren't bad in it. It's just it didn't match the animation, and that pissed me off the most. Like every time I see the people talking, it just didn't match what they were saying. It was just like, and then there's like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is this that bad? Now, if I watch it on sub, maybe that's what it was. That the show was meant to be watching sub. But that's stupid, because we've watched so many anime shows that are literally animes made for sub for Japanese, for Japanese audio, and we're supposed to be reading it. And there's certain shows that does match with the English voice actors, the dub. Like, I mean, come on, how many times have we seen Dragon Ball Z or Bleach or what else, or Demon Slayer, or even My Hero Academia, and you can see that the voice acting is on point with the talking. This one, it was just so bad. Also, I gotta say that the computer graphics, oh man, it was bad. It was like, bro, this could have been dope like probably 10 years ago. Not right now. Now it's just like, eh. Like the grab. That's why I give it a 7.5, because I give them too much credit for the fact that I love the series. I love how like they put certain Easter eggs during this century, because the events of this series takes place during the Universal Century timeline. And that timeline is huge. I haven't even keep up with all of it. I only keep up with certain shows or movies, not all of them, because there's video games and there's side episodes or OVAs that adds to it. But I haven't like fully grasped the whole concept of it. But they do take place during that whole Universal Century timeline. And I like how they correlate certain characters in the announcer cast of certain Easter eggs with certain series and movies that I've seen before. I'm like, oh, I know that one. Like the Easter eggs and the cameos were there. I was like, fantastic. The mobile suits, like the Sakus and the prototype Gundam, it was there. It was there. It was. I like the designs of it and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of cool things about this series that I wanted to continue on, but based on the animation, the voice acting, and then I think the final part that I did not enjoy very much, which is probably like, oh, okay, so I took away 3 points in all this. Thing I did not like about Gundam Requiem for Vengeance is that they tried to humanize the Zeon forces, and they basically say like, the Federation, the Feddies, are the villains all the time. Well, obviously in this series they did portray like, Zeons are good and the Federation are the bad. I got that, the plot side, and I understand like different perspectives. Different on this point of view. The Zeons thought that they were doing something good, and then on the other Gundam series, we see that the Federations are the ones who are doing something good, and the Zeons are bad. So I get that concept, but I just hate that they try to humanize it as much as possible. And I'm just like, dog. Like if we look at the timeline itself, we know that the Zeon people are the bad guys, the space noise, and obviously there's, I guess it gets to the argument that there are no good guys or bad guys during war. It's just survival. I guess that's, if you look at it at that perspective, it's just everybody's a bad guy, and at the same time everybody's a good guy because everybody's fighting for their own beliefs. I just feel like we got portrayed so much during that era of Universal Territory that the Zeons are the bad guys, and they've done so many times that you can see, oh, they are bad guys. Like look at all the shit that they done. I mean, they drop an entire colony to Earth. Like that's messed up beyond messed up. And even the royal family of the Zeon forces, like you can tell that they're just spoiled brats and they want to take over and whatnot. And they say, oh, we want to be independent from the Federation and whatnot. It's just like you can see that and you can see that the entire time they're bad guys. I mean, they're the ones who killed Char Asimbal's family. That's why Char decided to hide his identity, because the Zeon forces were trying to kill him, hide his identity and his sister, so that way he can come back, become the very best in the Zeon forces, gain their trust, and then once he has the power, then he starts destroying every single Zeon forces, including the royal family. And that's exactly what happened. That's essentially what went down. Yeah, in the whole 1 year war aspect, and then when we start watching, with Amuro, and then we start watching the the 8th MS team and the War on the Parket, 83 Stardust Memory, and then you continue to add on the other timelines. They still add on and whatnot. Again, we have the narrative that Xeon are the bad guys, and it has been for time. And then this series, they just put it out like the Xeon forces are the good guys and the Federations are the bad guys. And they try to humanize us like, we're all fighting for this war that essentially the Xeon started. They're the ones who started all this. And yeah, I don't know. It was just that bad. Like, I did not appreciate it because they just believe like what they're doing is good. They're the ones that, like, yeah, we're in the goodness. And you're like, bro, you drop a Connolly into Earth and you attempt to assassinate another family member of the Xeon forces, and you try to jumpstart the war because you wanted to, and you use the excuse of freedom and independence from the Earth's Federation, just an excuse so you can control dominance. And you've been dominating the Earth's Federation forces for long some time. Here I am explaining the whole entire universal century aspect. And then I will say later down the road, I'm not gonna deny that later the Federation becomes bad guys in all this, because at that point they become the only military faction in the entire series. Once they like eradicated the entire Xeon forces, once Xeon was dead, there was no more, and there's only the Federation. I get that part why we see that as bad guys later down the road, And that's why we got like the Neo Zeons or the remnants of Zeons is still fighting and whatnot, because they still believe in their cause. I get all, and the Lost Fleet, I get all that stuff, but needless to say, this show, it was pretty good, but I do hate that they humanize it a lot. But I like the character development on certain characters, especially the protagonists. Maybe a little bit too much in the protagonists. They could have dialed down. And I like the fact that anybody could die. And they don't get too attached to a certain character because they could die. And they keep me on my seat the whole time because they like, oh, this could be it. This could be it. So, like I said, 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it that. It was good. It was a good show. Highly recommended on Netflix. Please be sure to check that out. Moving on, and even on the Netflix front, I did finish watching Hell's Paradise. I watched the English dub out of it, of course. And I have to say that show is actually pretty good. A little bit graphic and violent. A little bit of like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? But the storyline and the character development of each character and how everything seems to be tying up into something and then becoming something, especially on an era like that in feudal Japan, it's really, really good, and it makes you double think of certain things about it. Like, I give that show so far, it's a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend it. There's only 12 episodes out there. They didn't announce there's gonna be a second season coming out, and it definitely come from based on a manga, obviously. I do not, like I said, I do not want to read the manga. I'd rather wait and watch it. This new show, Dan Dan Dan, it's also based on a manga. It's been like going like high rails. Like, people are giving great reviews of this series. So it's on Netflix, Hulu, and another platform. I totally forgot what it was, but they're giving great reviews out of it, and I'm like, all right, I'm looking forward for more of it. Honestly, I'm so looking forward. I haven't got the chance to watch it, but I'm definitely gonna watch that series. Dan. Let's see what else. Moving on. So I did mention before. So some of the highly anticipated animes that's coming next year. We got Solo Leveling Season 2 coming up, and Sakamoto Days in January 2025. April is look like gonna be the biggest month for anime, because there's a lot of anime shows that are coming in April. One of them is Fire Force, Windbreaker Season 2, Devil May Cry. They say something about the Demon Slayer movie. They announced a Jujutsu Kaisen movie. This is referencing to Gojo's past in 24. Who knows if it's gonna be there? One Piece in 2025. Oh yeah. So I totally forgot. I kind of skip ahead a little bit with that announcement. So One Piece. What do you mean One Piece is coming on 2020? Isn't One Piece still on? Yes and no. So here's where's my notes. All right, so here's the thing. One Piece is gonna take a break from becoming a series of being releasing episodes every day and then adding unnecessary fillers like it has been for the past couple of days. I'm saying it like it is. I don't like One Piece. I'm just watching it.
NANI?
I can't stop it. So yeah, One Piece. They took a break. They're coming back in April because it seems like they're catching up with the manga and they're like, we need some time and space to finish up the manga or trying to finish the manga or an arc, so that way they can continue with the anime. Because this recent arc of Egghead has been forever. I was like, bro, just get to the point straight up. I'm done with this dumbass fillers. They say that in the meantime they're gonna do One Piece remakes of certain arcs. This is allegedly, but they did confirm that they're gonna do Fishman arc as a remake with the new visuals and the new technology. And Fishman arc is gonna be the one airing all the way from here to April. So far, there's 21 episodes, which means it came from 57 episodes into 21 episodes. Now, here's something that I like. If One Piece could give me if One Piece could give me remakes of the entire series itself with the new visuals and whatnot, and they did with Dragon Ball Kai, I said that a little bit better, hopefully, because Dragon Ball Kai was a disaster. If they do these type of remakes, I'm in. I'll be watching all the episodes because, bro, look at this. Fishman arc is considered to be 57 episodes, and they somehow converts 57 episodes into 21. You know what that means? That means there was so much bullcrap that they didn't even have to put that now it's gonna be completely eliminated and just gonna go straight to the point. I love that. They did that with Shaman King, that they remake the series and then went straight to the point on all episodes. Like there were episodes in which like, oh, okay, so just like that, we're right there. We're in it. Well, while in the original series, I'm pretty sure it took like 4 episodes for one episode of the remake. Something ridiculous. Like, come on, just get straight to the point. Like, no bullshit. Just give me all the information and whatnot. So that's great news to hear. We'll see if they're going to be doing that. And we also don't have any confirmation whether One Piece is going to be doing the continuation of every single week is a new episode, or they're just going to do the season like every other regular anime that they should be doing, you know? Anime shows that I've been watching lately that I highly recommend. So the new season of Blue Exorcist is out. I recommend people to watch it. If you're into Blue Exorcist, it's really good. So far, it's just been 4 episodes so far. The character development of these characters are continued to grow, and I like how every character is getting their own arc or their own story, their own season, and it's like it's all about this character, which is good because that means that when it comes to the end of this manga or the series or the season or whatnot, like everybody's like come together and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna be doing. Bam, and we can beat the enemy like this. Rurouni Kenshin, yes, the new season, Kyoto Disturbance. So far, nothing impressive other than just a remake of the Kyoto arc of the old days. So far, every action and episode that I've seen is like, oh my god, it's on point, just like how it was in the Kyoto arc. But they just like cut up the middleman and just like shrimp it out and whatnot. Looking forward to more of the. What else? What was I watching? I was like, oh yeah, Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, 100-Year Quest. It's just like in the manga. It's getting good. It's getting better. I'm only watching the dub. I know that the sub is far ahead, but I'm only watching the dub because I'm all about just the dub. I like the voice acting in the dub more than the sub. So I'm decided to do that. Same with My Hero. I finally, My Hero, the dub, finally catched up with, the Iron Man suit All Might, which I feel, I forgot what was his name. It was like Iron Might or something instead of All Might's Iron Might. I don't know. That episode, oh my God, the visuals and the battle, fantastic. And Chris Sabat, oh, you did a fantastic job on that, man. Kudos for you on that. What else? I think that's pretty much it on the movie and TV aspects of it. I think that's all the announcements I have, at least for this TVs and movies and aspects. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the movies and TV series and anime shows that are coming up and whatnot. You like it? You hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the final subjects of upcoming video games. Now, before we get to certain things, they announced that, well, actually, they haven't announced, but they register an IP, and it's gonna be Last of Us Part 3. That's right, guys. So we are gonna be heading to the last chapter of The Last of Us, the video game. So that means once this is gonna be a confirmed thing, and we're gonna have a trailer of it. That means that's how far it's gonna be with the series itself. Even though the series of Last of Us is doing absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for the second season to start. I believe it's coming next year. Oh my god, they're gonna continue on. They can do so much with this universe. Honestly, they can do so much with it, and they say that Naughty Dog's next game after their new IP is gonna be Last of Us Part 3. So we're excited for it. We're excited. This is something that I saw recently from my GM. It kind of bugged me, and it's something that I've been talking for, I don't know, God knows how long, to everybody, to you guys, my audience and whatnot, about freaking Microsoft. Now, you guys remember how many times I've criticized Microsoft and Xbox and how they're moving things and why they're trying to monopolize the whole industry by purchasing game studios and them owning it, and me giving them facts as to they do this pattern all the time by saying I'm purchasing a game studio, they do a game, doesn't do as well as they much, and they just do layoffs. This is something that's well known. Well, something that grinded my gears is that I saw recently that the Microsoft CEO gets $30 million pay raise amid a year of massive gaming layoffs.
NANI?
Anybody shocked?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
They take the losses. They didn't have to do the layoffs, but everybody wonder, well, how the hell they're spending $90 billion on acquiring certain IPs and game studios, yet they still do layoffs, and then the CEO still gets make it make sense. But that's basically what it is. It's just saying Microsoft CEO's Satya Nadella is getting a pay raise of $30 million. This news come after the company lay off over 2,500 employees from the gaming division since January 2024, along with the closure of Arcane Austin and Tango Gameworks, it's kind of wild because you recently bought a $90 million company with the games and IP, and you still laid off people. Like, seriously, this is something I would never understand on companies. If you guys don't have the money, don't purchase it, because the risk is that you're laying off other people's livelihoods and whatnot for your own selfish gains. Like, they get the bottom for that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Stupidity. I mean, they say that, it's compensate. Let's see. Wow. It's the, what you call it? The rich getting rich, man. Honestly, the rich are getting rich. It's ridiculous. You're getting paid $30 million a year, or no, $30 million raise. So you get more, and you still have to do layoffs and whatnot. Like, here's one of the comments that they're saying: the rich always get richer of the bats and expensive others. That's true. Nobody's worth this salary. I agree. For doing what? Because you're not doing anything good for Xbox at all. Like, Xbox hasn't been done anything good since what? Since the announcement of the games that the new games that are releasing. And these games are not even new. They're just like rehash or sequels or reboots of old IPs. Like, tone deaf, layoffs, and studio closures, but CEO gets a $30 million raise. Facts. Oh, this is a good one. This is someone posted this. When Nintendo had a massive drops in revenue from the less successful Wii U, Satoru Iwata cut his pay in half for 5 months to pay for it rather than blame others for layoff workers. Ain't that the truth? Give a freaking shout out to Satoru Iwata. And that's exactly the idea mindset of what you should be doing on a huge company like Microsoft, especially on the gaming division. Like, how the hell you're getting yourself a $30 million raise knowing that you're getting studio closures and massive layoffs? Like, that's not fair. Like, the studio closure and the layoffs are supposed to for the studio and the company to save money, so that way they can stay afloat for a long period of time instead of getting closer to the edge, to the danger zone where you can declare bankruptcy. That's the whole point of layoffs and studio closures, not to all right, get myself a $30 million boost. Ridiculous. Guy that should be fired gets a pay raise of $30 million. This doesn't happen to someone who actually works. I agree. There's no one in the world in any profession that deserves that much money for the work that they do. So he's rewarded for laying off employees and closing studios. Got it. Companies. We are struggling financially. Reasons we have to cut back on expenses, do massive layoffs and close studios. Also companies. Here's a $30 million raise to CEO for literally doing nothing. That's right. Let's see. Yeah, guys. So make it make sense about this whole layoffs and studio closures, and then continue to make games with whatever little resources you got, and continue to buy more IPs and whatnot, and still not call it a monopoly, and still getting yourself raised, and still blame on others of why the game sucks. Microsoft and everybody, they get this biggest button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm to the end. I get with Mike is going for, like he's an Xbox gamer, and he's gonna be playing Xbox game all the time. So that's all he does. That's all he's gonna support. I get it. But he also acknowledges that he's not tone deaf. He acknowledges how stupid and greedy the corporation of Xbox really is, and how stupid it's been doing. So yeah, that's what it is. I also forgot to let you guys know, side note, Invincible Season 3, they announced it. It's going to be on February 6th. There's going to be no mid-break season, which means we're just going to have a smooth Season 3. We'll see how good this season becomes. Back to it. Ooh, DragonBall Super Sparking Zero. So I don't know much about Sparking Zero because I haven't personally played it, but based off what I'm seeing and I'm reading, everybody is saying that it's such a fantastic game, that it's like, oh my God, like this is exactly what everybody was wanting for this game. And I'm like, all right, maybe I will end up buying it. I guess, yeah, I'm all about it for sure. We'll see we'll see. But here's a snippet of Mike Phoenix Hero with his commentating of the game itself. Here's his personal review so far.
It looks amazing. Just playing it, it feels like the old games a bit. But right now, I've been only doing campaign. I haven't tried out the multiplayer yet, because I do want to finish the campaign before I try multiplayer. But I've seen that some of the characters are broken and stuff. So
is there like a campaign for every character, or only like one campaign for everything?
I want to say there's like 6 characters,
yeah,
but they're pretty, like, I'm still on Goku's campaign because obviously his is the longest.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But there's a lot of like what if scenarios.
What do you mean what if scenarios?
So like literally the first mission is like against Raditz, right?
Yeah.
And then they ask you like, do you want to bring Raditz? I'm sorry, do you want to bring Piccolo, or do you want to tell him to F off and go with Krillin and Roshi?
What?
Yeah. So there's like, do you want the spoilers or no?
Yeah,
or you don't care?
I don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so then
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so you can like go with the turtle school, and then there's like you can beat Raditz on time, and then it goes back to the normal storyline, or you can like beat him fast, and then there's like a new storyline going on, and then there's one where you can beat Raditz fast, and then So you go with Piccolo, you beat Raditz like fast, so like Piccolo doesn't kill you, right?
Yeah.
So then now you're training on Earth with Kami. Like you never go to King Kai, you go to Kami.
Really?
Yeah, and then so there's like a bunch of missions. It's not just like one mission. That's it. It's like there's a bunch. So for that saga, so you kill Raditz fast. You don't. Goku doesn't die. He train with Kami. When the Saiyans come, you get to like, there's like a training mission. So you get to pick one of the Z fighters, and then you fight them as Goku. Because again, you never died, so you get to train with them. And then there is you fight Nappa, whatever. Vegeta actually goes and kills Piccolo, and then, which I mean, I guess Piccolo did die in the original, but then he kills Krillin. So then Goku becomes Super Saiyan on Earth.
Early what?
Yeah. So he goes Super Saiyan, just obliterates Vegeta, still doesn't kill him, and then you go to Namek, but then there's no Frieza because Vegeta became Super Saiyan. Because he saw you, because you know how Vegeta becomes Super Saiyan because he see you, he sees Goku go Super Saiyan, so he goes Super Saiyan, kills Frieza. So when you go to Namek, there's no Frieza; it's just Super Saiyan Vegeta, and then like that's where that what if ends because you just like you beat Vegeta and that's it. So it's pretty cool. But again, there's like multiple missions,
right? Like
to get there. So that's interesting. The other what if with that I said that you beat with the Turtle School. I believe that whole storyline is Frieza comes to Earth instead. So you're fighting the Ginyu Force and them on Earth, and I guess because you didn't die, you don't have like the Spirit Bomb, but you can still like kill Frieza and stuff like that. Yeah, and then in the normal like Frieza saga, there's like it deviates where you can kill Frieza before he like comes back and kills Krillin. So like like there's a story, like there's a scene where like Krillin's not dead basically. And you don't go Super Saiyan. So that's where that. So there's a bunch of like what ifs. So that's why the campaign takes a while. Right now I'm on the Goku Black arc.
You're pretty far.
Yeah, I'm in the Goku Black arc, and there's a bunch of like what ifs that basically it's like what if you kill Goku Black the first? Because you know how like they keep spamming going back and forth between like the future and present.
Yeah.
So each of those, it's like, well, what if you kill him this time? You know, so what if you kill him the first time you travel back to the past? So I'm like stuck there trying to like unlock those paths. So yeah, so like there is a lot of like replayability. So I think it's cool because it's like I already put a bunch of hours into it. I'm still just on Goku's story.
Damn. So what's your review out of this game? What would you rate it? As of right now,
what would I rate it? I'll say like an 8.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I might give it a 9.
Okay,
it's
so it's pretty high.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things I dislike about it.
Like what?
Mostly the voice stuff.
The voice.
It's like they don't have. For some characters, yeah. For other characters, no, because like they don't have the original Broly. They don't have Vic.
Oh, it's on Johnny Bosch. Yeah, because of Vic's alleged
like you say, that got proven false, but now they still disassociate with him or whatever. Yeah. So it's just weird hearing like a different Broly, and I'm just like, yeah, this is not. I'm trying to think. Well, I think they did some stuff right because I know in Dragon Ball Z Kai they had other actors for other characters, but then for here they brought back like some of the people back. So I don't know. Like I maybe just being anal about the Broly one. I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything else? I haven't played the multiplayer, so I can't really like judge it based on like, do I think it's like too hard or like, you know, what's the ceiling gap for it or whatever. I did see that Bandai said if people start disconnecting when they lose, they'll just ban your account from playing like ranked.
There are that many people rage quitting?
In rank because like they want to disconnect so they don't lose their ranking or whatever. So it's like, oh, I'm winning, but then like you just disconnect, so I'm not getting like he's not getting ranked down, I'm not getting ranked up. So now they're just like,
that's so stupid.
So now they're like, yeah, if they catch you like you keep disconnecting and they see like you're losing, they'll probably be like, yeah, like you're disconnecting on purpose, so they're gonna ban your account from ranked.
And the design, like the whole gameplay and the design, what do you think?
I mean, the game, like I said, it's like the old games, like the Budokai Tenkaichi. I think they kept it true to that. I mean, you can argue that like that's not being very creative because at the end of the day, it is just a facelift upgrade for the old games.
Sure. Is it
Like,
much more easier to play than Fighter C?
is it much easier? I don't. Again, I haven't played on online, so I can't really say.
I mean, like in general, like game mechanics.
Game mechanics. I mean, it's hard because like Fighter Z is a 2D fighter.
Right.
This one is not even 3D. It's like the entire like like space, like almost 4D. Even though you're playing 3D, like because 3D in a fighting just means you can go like back and forth.
Right.
Like 2D is forward, back, up, down. 3D means you can like basically like turn like that. And so I don't even know, like this is I guess a 3D game, but like the fighting is different. I feel like some of the harder mechanics in Sparking Zero are harder than the hardest ones in Fighter Z. But I think Fighter Z is hard because you have to be like almost like frame perfect, you know? Like you get rewarded for having like perfect framing and knowing like this move is 5 frames, this move is 6 frames, blah blah blah. Although like I guess you can do that for Sparking Zero too, but I just don't know like if it's like you can even count the frames on like a fighter where like your opponent's like 20 miles away from your screen. Like because they can also hide behind rocks and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm hide behind a rock, and now your character's like, where'd they go? Or same thing, you can literally use like solar flare and then hide behind a rock, and then like so yeah, there is stuff like that makes it like a bit harder. I just think it's more fun.
Okay.
I think it's more fun. Because it feels like Dragon Ball because you're flying around, you get knocked back. Like with Fighter Z, like you can't really like you're not really flying around, you know, because you're still just going up, down, left, right. Like here, it's like okay, I get thrown back. Now I'm gonna do the wall break, you know, like stop midair, then just dash right back into them. I think I like it more than Fighter Z.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it about Sparking Zero. So I know my cousins recently purchased it, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know if they're having fun about it. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they're just stoked about it. But yeah, guys, let's move on with these video games because there's one particular topic that I've been wanting to talk about, guys, and it's about the recent massive Pokemon leak hack that just dropped out. If you guys are living under the rock and you don't know what's going on, recently Game Freak had a massive security breach in which the hackers copy paste all their information and just basically leaked it out to the world without even a hesitation to it. And a lot of this is basically like, oh my God, like literally, oh my God, guys. They spoil the beans for Pokemon ZA Legends. I confirmed there's gonna be a Gen 10, which me and Mike speculated for quite some time. There's gonna be a Gen 10 2026. And the reason why we believe that now that it's confirmed is because on 2026, it's gonna be the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Do you guys honestly believe that Pokemon's not gonna release a new generation game on the new console, like Gen 10? Like, come on, guys. Let's be real, all right? They were definitely gonna announce, like, come on. So there has been like a massive leak with the new Pokemon games. And I'm gonna give you guys like a brief, I'm gonna try my best, my brief like topics of it. And we're gonna discuss each one of them. This is based on Central League. Shout out to them. They've been very consistent with releasing some of the stuff. Not like Riddler Koo, who's been like known as the Chinese Riddler, who's been like the one famous Twitter account has been like posting riddle stuff of the next new Pokemon game or whatnot. It's just a lot of stuff, I've been watching a lot of videos from Tyranitar 2. Shout out to him, T-Tar. He's been at it. Obviously, others not like A Drive and Austin John Plays. Shout out to those two as well. They haven't been much on the leads. They announced a few of it, and the reason why is one, they don't want to be spoiled about what's happening. A second thing, this is something like it's considered illegal, the leads and whatnot, and they don't want to be associated affiliated with because Nintendo has a bad reputation on getting you if you talk about stuff like that or in a certain way or whatnot. I don't know how other Pokemon tubers are doing it, but they tend to stay away. Possibly it's because they probably will be sponsored by Nintendo or are sponsored by Nintendo in some way, shape, or capacity that they just want to not touch it or talk about it. Respectful. So with Terrata 2 and Central Leads, I've been seeing some of the stuff. So they given a brief summary, which I appreciate that they did do that brief summary. So the first thing, so how it is that in the video game aspect of Pokemon, they say that in Pokemon Legends ZA, originally it was supposed to be planned to be released this year in 2024. And I guess, I don't know what went down that they decided, no, let's push it to next year. And they say that they're still in development with the current Switch. So I don't believe that they're going to be releasing this game for the new Switch. It's going to be for the current one. And probably could be the last Pokemon game for the current Switch. It could be. It's looking that way. And they'll have Mega Cigar and Mega Zeraora, which Zeraora is one of my favorite electric type Pokemons, and also it's a mythical. So seeing a mega version of this is like holy shit. And that's mostly the current news with Legends ZA. There's some other stuff, but it's like blurry images. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed that it was part of the leak. But other stuff that they did announce, Pokemon Gaia, which is the new code name for the new Gen 10. So it is confirmed. But you and me have already talked about that Gen 10 is going to be a thing. Not next year, but 2026.
Yeah.
And with this, it's already a confirmation. Boom. And it's going to be in 2026. Now, people are asking, Wolfson, why is it 2026 and not next year? It could be next year. It's already leaked. 2026 is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Do you honestly believe they're not going to release the new Gen 10 that year? They're going to release it a year before? Like, nah, bro. You get the button if you think that way.
Congratulations.
Nah.
You played yourself.
It's going to be the biggest year of for Pokemon. Like they're going to have shit to do that year. And I'm pretty sure they're going to announce it in Pokemon Worlds as well. Or well, actually a little, yeah, maybe next year's Pokemon Worlds. Or we can have it later down the road in Pokemon Presents, but they are going to release a Gen 10. There's no doubt about it. And this just a leak that was a confirmation. And they say that the two versions are known as K and N. We don't know anything about the actual names. We don't know if it means something. It's just like the Japanese for K and N. That's still code names. And the main theme will be island exploring in the archipelago. I feel like we already did that with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So
in the Sevi Islands.
Yeah.
In Leaf Green and Fire Red.
And then in the Hoenn, the whole east side of the map is all water. So you're going multiple places. It's like, okay, sure. So we're doing now water. And then lastly, they say that in development for Switch 2, but there will be a version for Switch 1 that's been tested. That is kind of interesting because they never do that. Usually, like if you release a gem, it's for this game, for this console, So for them to do that makes a lot of people like, oh, I don't have to invest in the Switch 2. I can just keep the Switch and play on this version.
Switch 1, yeah.
So it's interesting that they say that, oh yeah, it's been tested for both Switches. And I would assume it's like, nah, force people to do it because that's what you did for many years. You forced me into it. And then lastly, on the video game aspect, they say that there's another new Pokemon game that's called Pokemon Synapse. That's the codename, and it's a new multiplayer Pokemon game. So it looks like they're experimenting the multiplayer aspect, how to involve Pokemon in on a whole nother level of multiplayer. Because no, typically when you play Pokemon, you play with yourself the campaign, and then later on you go with the Battle Frontier and whatnot. Sure, there's definitely online gaming out of it and this multiplayer, but maybe not at this scale. I hear a lot of people that's like, oh, they're doing it on a MMO style. So
Oh, okay. It's not like Pokemon Battle Revolution.
no, it's gonna be more
Like Pokemon Stadium, right?
yeah,
Like
it's not gonna be like Pokemon Stadium. It's gonna be
Okay.
more of that. It's gonna have an MMO feel. So that's interesting. I never played MMO since like World of Warcraft. Probably that's the last time I ever played it,
Yeah.
and I was a kid when I was playing it. Um, so they're gonna have that feel, that MMO feel of it, and they say that the collaboration between Game Freak and Ilka, which is the ones who created Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and they said it has been described as a Splatoon-like game. So multiplayer MMO, and it's like a Splatoon-like game. So I'm just trying to picture it like on the Splatoon, which is Pokemon. Very interesting.
What? So it's a shooter? I don't.
It's an
Splatoon is a shooter.
yeah, but it's Splatoon-like. So instead of you shooting,
Wait,
it'll be more like, here's the Pokemon, now attack that guy.
Okay. I'm still trying to envision it, but
I'm trying. It's because I'm picturing Legend Arceus or Arceus with that whole in-game dynamic of sense.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they were trying to refer to. I don't know. And that's just the TV, the video game aspect. They said that there's TV and film projects happening for the Pokemon. They say that there's like let's see, Project Bauer. I don't know what that is. Project Bauer, movie 24, in develop since 2021. Current status is unclear. Will be a fresh start for the movie universe with a new protagonist set in Kanto. Only the original 151 Pokemon will appear. Main mythical of the movie will be Mew, and directed by so and so. I guess they're gonna do like a new movie.
Detective Pikachu 2.
Detective Pikachu 2. They say that there's gonna be a sequel. It's gonna call The Great Detective Pikachu, and developed since 2021 as well, directed by Jordan Von Roberts. And it's unclear and it's unknown if it's canceled. They say there's gonna be a Netflix live action. It's called Project Discovery. There's gonna be a live action with 8 episodes for the first season. Up to 5 seasons are being considered. There's not that much to say, but that's weird. Okay. And then Project Reload, which is the new original TV anime with 12 episodes, 21 minutes each, animated by Studio Colorido and in developed since at least 2022. Current status is unclear. So it's just, I'm looking at all this. It's like they weren't kidding around when they say terabytes of information got leaked.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. And here's some of other stuff that has been updated since then of what's happening with the leaks. Even though Project Pokemon Legends EA and Gen 10 are on in the horizon, seems like we're not quite done with Scarlet and Violet. We mentioned before that the hacker didn't want to share Scarlet and Violet source code because there's an update that hasn't been released yet. Now we have more information. The hacker won't share because he's worried that an upcoming Pokemon in-game event can be canceled. There can be leaks about Switch 2. We can conclude 2 things from that. That there's an unreleased event for a new mythical Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet like Pidgeotto, and Game Freak was working on a version of Scarlet and Violet for Switch 2. Note that the hacker hasn't explicitly mentioned that, but reading between the lines, we see no other explanation to give justification as why not to release the source code. Of course, this only tells us what they were working on. Maybe both things could have been scrap. There's just no way for us nor the hacker to know. But given that the Scarlet Violet will continue to keep being Pokemon's main core game until late 2026, it makes sense to release more content. That's pretty much the gist of it, guys. Game Freak is not having a field day. They're not happy about this. Like, it sucks. But it's interesting how some of the source code of it that they did have the source code for Scarlet and for Heart and Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White 2, specifically those core games that they have the source. So that means that they have the potential to make a remake or a remaster of those games. And believe you me, people, if they do the remakes of it, or remaster or whatever, people will buy it because those are like the ones that they've been teasing about for quite some time. So I'm surprised and shocked that they haven't done anything about it. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about it. But yeah, this guy just had a field day. It's been a bad month of Pokemon. And honestly, Pokemon should have released something. I don't partially blame Pokemon all this in any shape or form, but they could have, like, if they knew they have some of the potentials to make some of these games even better and they scrapped it up because they were just like too afraid of using it. This just confirms some of our theories. Like, Pokemon could have done better, basically. If we with these beta versions and whatnot, they could have done better, honestly. It is what it is, you know. And Pokemon hasn't announced anything yet, and I'm surprised that this has been the 1 year that Pokemon hasn't released anything. Probably, besides the DLC, I'm shocked about it. Like, they always release something other than saying Pokemon Horizons, and that's it. They should have at least, like, if they want to keep people's anticipation, they should have at least release a remake of something. Like this year they could have released this because if they had the source code for it, so that means they can actually made it. They could have released a remake of Heart Gold Soul Silver this year. Legends ZA happens, and then later down on 2025 they could release the remakes of Black and White 2 or Black and White 3, the sequel. And then the following year, the new main Gen 10 Pokemon, blah blah and blah blah. So many things, and that means that they have a lot of potential and a lot of these designs, and yet they wish not to do it. They scrapped that out for unknown reasons. Again, another company which I want to go infiltrate and change everything because what they're doing is wrong. Sometimes what they're doing is wrong. But that's pretty much it in terms of leaks and whatnot. We're down to the last topic, and we're gonna end it with top 20 stuff. They're confirmed leaked video game. But before I get to this confirmed leaked, I do want to give a shout out to Shadow and Sonic and Shadow Generations. So far, they've been having nothing but great reviews, great gaming. I've seen some of the gameplay and whatnot. It's definitely a game that I definitely want to purchase really, really soon whenever I have a chance to. And if I have a chance to play for it, I mean, it just recreates some of the best scenes of Shadow and certain other Shadow games like the Sonic Adventure 2 and also Shadow the Hedgehog, and they just made it better. So I'm so looking forward to trying to get my hands on this game. Hopefully I do. Another thing that people have been hearing about is that what's the name of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has finally been released, and it's another game that I've been hearing nothing but good reviews on it. Honestly, that's really good. That means that they're doing a pretty good job. So far they say that the whole multiplayer aspect is good and campaign is good. So far I've been seeing nothing but 8s and 9s on the reviews. So that's actually a good thing to see. It really is. And now lastly, for the last leak, it has been confirmed. Resident Evil 9. It is confirmed. How do we know this? Well, Capcom gets the butt.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because somebody in the Capcom category or department accidentally upload the Metacritic information about Resident Evil 9. They accidentally uploaded the Metacritic or give the schematics or the information of Resident Evil 9. All it said is to be announced, to be TBD, to be announced or on the date or whatnot. No dates or no scores on it because nobody has it. but this was from their official website. That means 9 is within our reach. It is a confirmed thing that Resident Evil 9 is a happening. Now, do I know anything about 9 that we heard? Any rumors of it? Not anything that I haven't heard of. But hopefully we'll get something next year or sometime soon, like a trailer telling us. Do I believe that Resident Evil 9 will get released next year? It's still too early. They would have announced something by now and say, hey, 9 is getting released next for spring 2025 or something like that, like they have on the other games, you know? So, no, I do not believe it will get a release next year. And if they do, they might release it for October of 2025 because, you know, I'll see October, Halloween, or 2026 spring. Those are the only times in which I can see that happening. Other than that, no. But I do want to say, like, I'm so excited that the fact that that freaking Resident Evil 9 is coming, you know, and that was a big blunder from them, you know. But that's pretty much it, guys. I don't have anything else. Wow, it's been a long episode. I'm excited. I mean, I owe it to you guys. So I'm gonna end this with something that I saw the other day, which I'm like kind of puzzled because again, it's freaking IGN with their stupid thing. Like, but yeah, let's go ahead and criticize IGN's top 25, you know, top 25 best horror game evers. I mean, I'm okay about it. I just don't like whatever is number one will be like something about it's gonna tell me like nah. So I took down the list. Coming up at number 25 is Stay Out of the House. I'm pretty sure I never heard of it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. Let me know what you guys think. Slender, the 8 pages. 24, interesting. I thought that video game was scary. I would put that a little bit higher, but you know. The Evil Within, that's number 23. Interesting. I feel like Slender is much more scarier than Evil Within. In fact, the Evil Within is more psychological than anything, and it's action packed. So it's like you have something. I feel like horror games are more for people like stuff that you barely can do or you have limited resources to do anything. And there's the scare factor. That's the whole premise of it. But number 22, Condemned Criminal Origins. I disagree. I played that game. At that time, yeah, no, guys. That should be like a little bit bottom. Manhunt, I didn't know that was a horror game, but sure. Inside as number 20. I don't remember if I saw a trailer of it. All right, I don't remember. Not number 19, Visage. That's pretty interesting because I have seen that gameplay and it's pretty freaking scary. A little bit too low. Also, number 18, Phasmophobia. I feel like Phasmophobia should be a little bit higher in that list, more than 18. Phasmophobia, when I played it with my cousins, oh my god, that is scary. I get freaked out and start screaming and jumping because it has voice recognition, meaning that your voice affects the game. And if you talk, the freaking spirits or demons and ghosts or whatnot will come to you. It's like it means a lot. So being number 18, I need to see what's the number one in because I feel it's way too low. Number 17, Dead by Daylight. The only person that I know that can verify me for it is Mr. Angry Troll. Shout out to him. I'm gonna ask it and see if he can come over to the show. He plays Dead by Daylight. He's been known as one of the players who play Dead by Daylight. I don't think that game will consider as a horror, but more as a multiplayer horror because you're just hack and slashing like as if you were playing Call of Duty. But you know, I don't know. Number 16, Until Dawn. Interesting. I'll put it a little bit higher, but you know what? Sure. Some of these lists is like, oh, great. Alan Wake 2, number 15. I didn't realize that Alan Wake was that scary. I never played that game, but I will take it. Soma, number 14. Sure. Number 13, Clock Tower. Clock Tower was kind of scary at that time. Yeah. Number 12, Forbidden Siren 2. Never heard her. I'm pretty sure it's an old game or whatnot. I'll take it as a great as face value. Number 11, Resident Evil. I'm pretty sure they meant Resident Evil, like they make a Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. I don't because we haven't released a remake. There hasn't been one yet. So I yeah, I can sure. Yeah, number 11, okay. Number 10 in Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is yeah, when I played it was just like, nah. I'm shocked that it's way high. Like it should be very low as like one of the like top 5 or something like that. But I had the same mentality with Slenderman and Visage, so I don't know. Resident Evil 4, not the remake, the original Resident Evil as number 9. Yes, but I feel like Resident Evil 4 is a little bit more action heavy than scary than anything. So I feel Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, much more scarier than 4. That I can say. So I don't know about that. Oh my god, are you serious? All right, so I scroll down to the last one that tells me that's the last 8. My god, this is exactly why I hate IGN, because of their stupidity. Like Jesus Christ. They say number 8, Left 4 Dead 2. I play that game. It's a zombie game. I wouldn't call it scary as much as Resident Evil or FNAF or even some of the others that I mentioned. Like that's ridiculous. Number 7, Outlast. Yeah, it was definitely a very scary game. Absolutely, a very good horror game. Number 6, Alien Isolation. I see gameplay, so yeah. Yep, I'll put it up there. It was definitely good. Number 5, here's the top 5. Dead Space. I started playing Dead Space with the demo when it came out for a PlayStation 3, and I started playing the remake, and I just had to stop because I was like, bro, this is too much. This is yo. So I give it to Dead Space. PT as number 4. I don't know why PT is that high up. It should be like as like number 1. You guys are gonna know what number 1 is. Number 3, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I've seen the gameplays. Yes, it's definitely scary. So I'm sure I could agree. Number 2, Resident Evil 2, the remake, the 2019 remake. Much scarier than the original 2. I have to say, yeah, it was a lot more suspenseful and the stakes were high. And the whole time I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Because any corner that you do or you're just being followed by Mr. T or have like a horde of zombies that just never die. They just keep coming more and more. It just spawns all the time. So also the fact that I haven't remembered much playing the Resident Evil 2 game, like it's been a long time. So for me to replay it from beginning to end on both characters, I was just like, whoa. It was just a lot. And yeah, I would say, I don't know. It was scary, but I still feel like Resident Evil 2 will consider to be action and like shooting. It has the horror elements, but I feel like there are others more that should be a little bit high up in the ladder than Resident Evil 2. In fact, the fact that I don't see fear in any of this, and fear was pretty scary for me, the first fear. And Fear 2 was there as well. Fear 3 is like, whatever. But Fear 1 was definitely the scariest. I'm still shocked. There's like a couple of games I hear because number 1, get this, based on IGN, number 1 is Silent Hill 2. The original one, not the remake. So, yeah, I don't know much about this list. Like, there's certain things that I think like they're better off. They're better off in that list at that number 1 spot than these 3. But nah, like again, it's one of those moments in which I tell people is like IGN is just trolling at that point because that's what IGN does. Everything they say they do, it's just for clicks. And kid you not, because sometimes some of these are very questionable. You're like, what the hell is this? Like, how the hell you're trying to convince me that this is the list? This is a list. Like, the fuck out of here, bro. Like, come on. But I don't know. All I know, if I get Mr. Angry Trollface into the podcast, I'm gonna give him this question of the podcast because he's more of that horror game aspect. He's the pro, the expert of it. So I'm gonna ask him, say, hey, like, what do you think about this? This is bullshit or this is like accurate, you know? So yeah, guys, let's finish this podcast out. Like, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the whole list and about the whole leads and whatnot. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for tuning in. And don't you forget to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/WolfGeekPod, guys. So you can check my latest episodes there. You can also check the audio version in SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts in a Wolf in Geek's Clothing, Wolves and Music, or the Lone Wolf Podcast. You can check all my latest episodes. Like I said before, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me, guys, if you guys got a specific topic or you guys want to change, the aspect of the podcast or the channel itself, let me know in the comments down below. We'd like to know and would like to engage with you guys. So, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.